Hello and welcome. I'm Erica from the British Society for Immunology. We are here with Dr. Matt Taylor from the University of Edinburgh, and this time we've done it a bit differently. We took it to a vote. So you decided on which topic you'd like to hear more information about, and we're putting questions to Matt about COVID-19 vaccines effectiveness. So welcome, Matt, and hello.
Hi, Erica. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to answer the questions.
Let's get to the questions. Question number one. How effective are the COVID-19 vaccines in the UK?
The current vaccines are really effective at reducing and preventing COVID-19 disease. In fact, they actually work better than we'd hoped or dreamed. The clinical trials showed that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines have a 94 to 95% efficacy in preventing people from getting ill, whilst the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine has a 62% efficacy. Importantly, none of the vaccinated individuals develop serious disease, irrespective of the type of vaccine. Following up the trials by monitoring the impact of vaccination programs across Scotland has shown an 85% reduction in hospitalisations in people who received one dose of the Pfizer vaccine, whilst there was a 94% reduction in hospitalisations in people receiving a single dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. So all the vaccines available in the UK prevent serious disease and hospitalisations in the vast majority of people, and also reduce the chance of developing milder symptoms.
Question number two. How many doses do I need for the COVID-19 vaccines to be effective?
So the vaccines currently approved for use in the UK require 2 doses, and both doses are needed to give the highest levels of protection. For example, a single dose of the Pfizer vaccine has an efficacy of around 89% in preventing illness, but rises to around 95% after the second dose. However, a single dose of both the Pfizer and Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines do protect against serious illness, reducing hospitalisations by 85 to 94%, and can also reduce the likelihood of passing the virus on to someone else. However, it's not just about improving effectiveness. The vaccines work by teaching the immune system to recognise and remember the virus, and it is this immune memory that then protects against infection. As well as improving effectiveness, a second vaccine dose reinforces and helps stabilise immune memory, meaning that the protective effects of the vaccine will last for a longer period of time. So, one dose of the vaccine is effective at protecting against disease, but it is very important to get the second dose as well, because this will improve your level of protection and will result in longer lasting protection.
Question number three. Do the vaccines for COVID-19 reduce transmission?
The quick answer to this is yes, they do reduce transmission, although we don't accurately know to what extent yet. This is important because a vaccine that reduces the chance of a person passing on the infection will slow the ability of the virus to spread through the population, and so will protect other people as well. There was some initial uncertainty over this question because it is difficult to measure transmission, meaning that early studies only assess vaccination success based on protection from disease. Fortunately, there is now very good evidence that the COVID-19 vaccines do reduce the risk of passing the virus on to someone else. People vaccinated with the Oxford AstraZeneca or Pfizer vaccine are less likely to test positive for the virus and are 40 to 50% less likely to transmit the virus to someone else in their household. So, the vaccines work by both protecting the individual from disease and by protecting the rest of the population by reducing transmission. However, it is important to remember that some vaccinated individuals can still pass on the virus, so even vaccinated people need to keep following the government's COVID-19 guidance.
Question number four. Are the vaccines for COVID-19 effective in all age groups and ethnic groups?
All the COVID-19 vaccines are equally effective across all ethnic groups. The effectiveness of the immune system does tend to drop as people get older, as in many aspects of our bodies, and that can result in increased susceptibility to infection as you get older. However, current data suggests that after the second dose, the COVID-19 vaccines are as effective in people over 65 years old as they are in younger adults. The groups of people for whom vaccination may be less successful are those people who do not have a normally functioning immune system. For example, they may have a pre-existing defect in their immune system, or they may be taking medication to suppress their immune system, such as used to prevent graft rejection. These people are still recommended to get vaccinated and should do so in consultation with their doctor.
Question number five. Will the current vaccines for COVID-19 be effective against new variants?
The current COVID-19 vaccines teach the immune system to recognize and remember the virus's spike protein, which is a molecule the virus uses to infect cells. If you then get infected, your immune system recognizes the spike protein, allowing it to target and attack the virus more quickly. If the virus mutates and alters its spike protein so it has a different shape, then the immune system's memory response may no longer recognize it as efficiently. This can potentially reduce the protective effects of the vaccine. However, the virus is limited in its ability to alter the spike protein, because if it changes its shape too much, then it could lose the ability to infect us. So, the virus is unlikely to be able to alter the spike protein sufficiently to completely evade the vaccines. Many of the new and more effective COVID-19 strains have altered their spike protein shape. The changes found in the new UK variants were small. The vaccine trait memory responses still recognize the spike protein, so vaccine efficacy was not impaired. In contrast, the South African variant had larger changes to its spike protein but did impair recognition and so reduce vaccine efficacy. The vaccines are still protective against the South African variant, but to a lesser extent. So, new COVID-19 strains may be able to partially evade vaccine immunity and reduce vaccine effectiveness. However, this is different for each strain, and new strains are unlikely to be able to completely evade vaccine immunity. Importantly, we can restore vaccine effectiveness by giving booster vaccinations to teach the immune system to recognize the new virus strains.
Thank you very much, Matt. That was really informative. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed that and taken something away from this topic around COVID-19 vaccines effectiveness. Thank you, Matt, and goodbye.
Thank you, Erica. I was happy to provide the information, and I hope it helps.